The other big news story of the past week is the decision by the Federal Communications Commission to repeal net neutrality. Now, not only is this a big deal, but if it goes through, it could become, in retrospect, the biggest story of the last week, because the ramifications are deep and wide and could affect many aspects of society, the economy, and politics. Now, Trump appointee Ajit Pai, who is the chair of the FCC, now got his way when this ruling was pushed through. And here's what my old boss, Bernie Sanders, had to say when it happened.
A disastrous decision. It will impact every American. It will give huge advantages to big corporations over small businesses, to big media companies over smaller media outlets. We've got to do everything we can to defeat this thing in the courts and defeat it legislatively.
So let me tell you a little bit about what Bernie's talking about here, if you don't already know. When he says it will affect every American, it's because your ability to access any website you want to at the appropriate speed is now going to be subject to the whims and, more importantly, to the greed and perhaps to the political outlook of the corporation controlling, or more appropriately, throttling your access to the internet. This is a bad, bad thing. Corporations can make it difficult to access speech they don't like. They can make it difficult to access ideas they don't like. They can make it a way to squeeze even more money out of you than they've been doing up to now. Now, I prefer to think of this not so much as net neutrality as internet freedom, the freedom of every American and every person to access the world's information on a level playing field basis. And we should have internet freedom because we are the people who created the internet. It was the United States government who created it. It should belong to all the people. It should not be exploited for the greedy and powerful few. Yet that is the future we are at risk of facing unless we continue to agitate and demand change from our elected leaders, assuming, and we hope this is wrong, assuming that this decision makes it through the court system.